Yo, fight fans! Big news out of UFC 315. A legend has hung up the gloves once again, and the MMA world is shook. We're talking about none other than Jose Aldo, the king of Rio himself. This time, it looks like it's for real. Let's dive
into everything that went down and how some of your favorite UFC stars are reacting. So here's what happened. Jose Aldo stepped into the octagon at UFC 315 to face off against Ayman Zahabi.
The fight was originally set for bantamweight, but Aldo missed weight, so it got bumped up to featherweight. Yep, back to where he made his name. But despite the weight miss, Aldo came in looking sharp. I mean, dude looked like vintage Aldo. He came out strong. Most folks had him winning the first 2 rounds. Then came round 3, and both guys were exhausted. But the real shocker? The judges gave Zahabi the unanimous decision win. And just like that, in front of a stunned crowd. In Montreal, Aldo took off the gloves and announced his retirement. Again. Now, the MMA world wasn't quiet about this one. Right after the fight, the tributes came pouring in. Max Holloway, BMF champ and longtime rival, tweeted, "Jose Aldo is a legend. Love to one of the greatest." Brian Ortega kept it short and sweet. "Respect to Jose Aldo. The man's a legend." Renato Moicano said, "Absolutely legend. You had a great career. Enjoy your retirement, legend." Dan Ige, he just called it how it is. Jose Aldo, always a GOAT. "I really thought Jose Aldo won that fight. Why is this happening? Judges forcing Jose Aldo into retirement is nasty work. Salute to Jose Aldo, a true legend of the sport. Thank you, Jose Aldo." Let's not forget, this man was the first ever UFC featherweight champion after WEC got bought out by Zuffa. He went on an insane 18-fight win streak, defending his belt against killers like Chad Mendes, Frankie Edgar, and Mark Hominick. Yeah, we all remember that brutal 13-second KO by McGregor at UFC 194. But Aldo never let that define his legacy. He dropped down to bantamweight in 2019, had some controversial losses, but still fought his way to a title shot against Petra Yan. And let's not forget, Aldo was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame in 2023 and still came back for a couple more bangers, including a fight at UFC 301 against Jonathan Martinez. He wraps up his career with a 32-9 record and 17 KOs. Not bad for a guy who ruled 2 divisions and gave us some of the most unforgettable moments in MMA history. And here's the kicker. Aldo retires just weeks before Dustin Poirier is expected to make his final walk at UFC 318. The BMF belt is on the line. Max Holloway's headlining. Man, the old guard is slowly stepping aside, and it's hitting hard. What do you think? Did Aldo really lose that fight? Should he stay retired this time? Or do you think we'll see one more return for the legend? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you respect Aldo's legendary run. And don't forget to subscribe for more UFC updates, reactions, and fight breakdowns. Until next time, keep your hands up and your chin down. Peace.